Hello, it's Saturday the 14th, the day after the 13th, which I totally glazed over, because I've just been so busy at work. However, I'm not working, I'm playing Pokemon. Oh boy, it's been pretty wild. It's going to get wilder, because I'm going to be working way more hours, and I'm not at all comfortable with that. However, I just saw the schedule that popped out, and I'm working less hours. However, there's a split shift in there. There's only an hour between them, so I don't really understand why they didn't just give me a lunch. However, been doing pretty good. I picked up one of these. It's not bad. It works. I've gotten, up to maybe the Ice Dragon on King of Dragons, and I think I got to the Deep on Maximum Carnage, which are two really awesome brawlers if you have not played them. More in detail on that later. Made some. This is an Amazon purchase. It works pretty awesome. I got it to function with the Gameboy Camera, so I could take way more photos, and it works, except it doesn't exactly fit. I had to kind of jam it in there, but software works perfectly. Also had to test this out, and it works, but the paper I bought is not thermal paper. It says it's for calculators, but it totally didn't work. So I had to grab a receipt I used, or I got when I was buying Cheetos, and that works pretty well. Except there's a barcode over my mouth. Then I bought something on eBay. It's quite an awesome thing. It was only like 33 bucks. $3 shipping. It's basically $1 an episode. However, I'm not at all convinced this is an official release. But it does have original Japanese, English dialogue, and English subtitles on 4 DVDs, so I'm pretty stoked to watch that. But I was kind of hoping for the official sort of thing. I don't know. I guess the company that made this Makuro stuff just went out of business or something, and maybe they sold off the rights to it. And that's why there's a rather shady looking DVD out there. But it's pretty awesome. I haven't gotten to watch that yet. I'm going to do that all night, and then every night I come home feeling like crap. Even though it's kind of a sad series, it's just going to bum me out even more. There was this one part in the series where spoiler alert, there's an aircraft carrier, and it just gets warped to space, and it's just are there any survivors? And they're all that was built for terrestrial waters, what do you think? So I'm thinking all these frozen dead bodies in there, and it's just that's horrifying. But yeah, so got the Game Boy, the Gameboy Camera, the Gameboy Printer. I don't know, I had this idea that I was going to upload that to the internet, or do some sort of scrapbook photo album with the Game Boy Printer. That sounds like a fun idea. I'm just going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to take pictures of. I'm a terrible photographer. I took a class back in high school and I hated it. All the chemicals just dried out my fingers and gave me this permanent burn. But other than that, it was alright. I like being in dark places, but I don't necessarily understand how to see things. I mean, I've got friends who are photographers, and they're friggin' new types. They just see things, and I imagine this little lightning bolt shooting across their face. They whip out their camera and they just start taking pictures, and those pictures are amazing. But yeah, so yeah, This is that one game I was talking about, King of Dragons. It's basically based on Dungeons and Dragons, and it's very heavily based on the whole Tolkien environment with the Lord of the Rings. I mean, the talking tree, giant spiders, a big dragon sitting on gold at the end. I mean, how do you argue that? But no, it's amazing. You have like characters to pick from. I always pick the cleric because he's boss. He has like the best shield reaction time, and he just like he distributes the healing items, because that's awesome. And there's a wizard, an elf, a fighter, and a dwarf. You just like start out, you go out just beating the snot out of orcs, and it just goes on and on. And I remember the first time I played that game, we were in like, it was Pizza Hut. I was a little kid, my brothers and I were just like, whoa, because we were really into the Hobbit back then. It's just, oh man, getting this thing to play that again just brought back so many good memories. But I can't beat the game because I can't remember the 99 life code, or the 99 continue code, which is apparently easy. You just like start out one player, and you get down to one continue or something, and like player 2 like joins the fray without joining, just on the character selection screen, and then you die, and then you come back, and then you both continue. So that just like jumps the 0 over to 99, which I guess is the only way I can beat that game. It's not very hard, it's just overwhelming. I've got 40 hours to work next week, and I don't know, I'm still scared that one manager is going to like harass me again, because I've been coming home basically in tears because I've been catching so much flack for something I can't help. Like, I have an anxiety disorder where like certain things will just like mess with me. You know that. But, you know, I've mentioned this to that manager. He's like, you can't be skipping over those yellow lines. That's weird. We can't have you being weird. You're supposed to be normal. And it's just messing with me. Like, I've been losing sleep. I've been having panic attacks. Been coming home in tears. It's messing up my life. And it sounds really retarded when I say that out loud, and probably to you guys, because I can't explain why this messes me up. It's just like bad things happen when certain things don't go right. That's the only way I can explain that. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. Oh yeah, I meant to make a video on Free Comic Book Day, which was last Saturday. Didn't happen because I had a whole bunch of errands to run, and I needed someone to drive me to one because it was far away, and I went to like research things with my stepdad's motorcycle, so that ate up most of my time. And by the time I was done with all that, it was 6 and the comic book store was closed, so I didn't get to see the Halo Soldiers, I didn't get to see Supergirl, I didn't get to see whoever else they had. I don't remember how much they do, but Elite Comics usually goes pretty good. They have like the free comics, they have someone signing autographs, they have like people in cosplay doing pictures. I went 1 or 2 years, it was pretty awesome. But I didn't go this year, so I have to wait another year, and that sucks. But yeah, that's the sizes. Oh yeah, made another Triforce cuff. It's Mark II, because it's got this one glows in the dark. I don't know. It didn't turn out exactly as I thought, but the Triforce of Courage does glow in the dark, so that's pretty awesome. And I like that. I might do a green version instead of black, because I don't know how that would turn out. And I might do a version where all of the Triforces glow in the dark. I had this idea that I wanted to do one where, like, the Triforce of Power was, like, red, and then Wisdom was blue, and then Courage was green. But thinking back on that, that would have been a little goofy. I might still do that. But I think I'm going to either do the fully glow-in-the-dark one or the green background one, because those might look better. So this is the second one I've made. First one went off to my best friend in the whole wide world, and it's pretty awesome. I'm also thinking of making an Octorok cuff, but there's no pattern out there for that, at least what I can find. So that's going to be one I'm going to be like trying to design entirely on my own, so it's going to take a while. Anyway, so that's this vlog. Hope next week goes better for you than I know it will for me. Peace out.